More $1,400 stimulus checks sent. Here's who's getting them. Nearly 500,000 people got plus-up payments Wednesday after filing their 2020 tax returns. Nearly 1 million more stimulus payments from the passage of the American Rescue Plan COVID relief bill in March went out Wednesday. They include almost 500,000 plus-up payments, the IRS said. Americans who made up to $75,000 in 2020 will get the maximum $1,400 check under the American Rescue Plan. Couples who filed taxes jointly and made up to $150,000 will get $2,800. The amount received decreases to zero for individuals who made up to $80,000 and couples who earned $160,000. There's a $1,400 kicker for each dependent in the household. Wednesday's 960,000 payments marked the ninth batch of checks to go out since the bill was signed by President Joe Biden on March 11. The IRS said this batch included 500,000 payments for those people whom the agency did not previously have information on in order to deliver the money. There are also 460,000 plus-up payments worth more than $800 million in this batch, the IRS said. These recipients may not initially have been eligible to receive the payments based on their 2019 tax returns because they made too much income. But they are eligible now because they lost income in 2020. Now that they filed their 2020 returns to report this income loss, or if they added a dependent, they are now eligible. About 500,000 payments were deposited directly into bank accounts. The rest went out by mail as paper checks. Approximately 165 million payments worth than $388 billion have gone out, according to the IRS, with more expected to go out in the coming weeks. Because tax filing season has been extended to this coming Monday, May 17th, more plus-up payments are likely. The IRS reminds those who have yet to receive a stimulus payment but don't normally file their taxes that they need to submit a 2020 tax return to get their check and any tax credits they may be eligible for. New batch of $1,400 stimulus checks includes plus-up and first-time payments. A new batch of $1,400 stimulus checks has been issued to Americans, bringing the total number of payments sent to about 165 million, or $388 billion. This marks the ninth set of payments since the $1,400 stimulus checks were authorized by Congress in March. The checks are for up to $1,400 per adult, based on certain income thresholds and other requirements, as well as $1,400 per dependent. The new batch included more than 960,000 payments representing more than $1.8 billion. About 500,000 of those payments were made via direct deposit, while the rest were via paper check. The payments included about 460,000 plus-up payments worth more than $800 million to people who were due additional money once the IRS processed their 2020 tax returns. It also included more than 500,000 checks, representing more than $1 billion, to people who the IRS did not previously have on record and who recently filed tax returns. What to do if you're still missing a payment? If you have not received your $1,400 stimulus check, or the previous two $1,200 as $600 checks, you can still claim the money by filing a federal tax return. This year, the filing deadline has been extended to Monday, May 17th. However, those who choose to pursue an extension until October 15 will still be able to claim the money, the IRS has confirmed. But keep in mind you will not be able to put off paying anything you owe without potential fees or interest. If you have not filed a tax return in the past 2 years, doing so now can help the IRS process your stimulus check, so long as you are eligible for it. Your 2020 tax return will also show whether your income dropped since you last filed in 2019, or if you have added a dependent, which could make you eligible for additional funds. The IRS continues to issue checks each week, including plus-up payments to those people whose previous checks fell short. A section for the Recovery Rebate Credit, line 30 of Forms 1040 or 1040 SR and a worksheet has also been added to this year's return to help people claim any missing money from the first $1,200 or second $600 federal stimulus checks. People who do not normally file tax returns, including the homeless and rural poor, are encouraged to do so this year in order to get their stimulus checks. Filing a tax return will also help the IRS assess whether you may be eligible for additional funds through the Earned Income or Child Tax Credits. Filers who are below certain income thresholds may be eligible for free tax preparation services provided through the IRS. Nearly 425,000 Marylanders were eligible for payments under the state's Relief Act this winter. Families received $500 and individuals received a one-time payment of $300. The program targeted low to moderate income workers. California itself previously sent out $600 one-time stimulus payments to millions of low-income California households, with extra help for undocumented workers left out of the federal government's pandemic relief. Newsom's latest proposal extends those payments to millions of more people. As long as they have the funds to cover the payments, other states could follow suit. However, many southern states have recently moved to slash pandemic relief benefits rather than extend them. Alabama, Tennessee, and Missouri all moved this week to roll back federal unemployment benefits, fearing the funds were keeping qualified workers from seeking jobs. Biden won't give you more stimulus money, but California will. Residents of California hoping for more payments may be in luck. Many eligible Californians will already have received additional help from the state in the form of $600 or $1,200 stimulus payments as part of California's Golden State Stimulus Program, which was tied to qualifications based on 2020 tax returns. With the distribution of federal stimulus payments looking as though it is approaching the terminal stage, many Americans who are still dependent on these payments for their financial security for the remainder of the pandemic may be facing an uncertain future. For residents of at least one state, however, additional help may be on the way. With its most recent batch of payments, the IRS has now sent 164 million stimulus payments worth roughly $386 billion to eligible Americans, but has also sent out over 85% of the funds earmarked for use in stimulus payments. The most recent batch was also the smallest batch distributed so far, and was focused primarily on sending payments to those Americans who were only eligible following the filing of their 2020 tax returns. This suggests that the majority of eligible Americans may now have received their payments. With stimulus payments set to wind down soon, many Americans are now looking to the future and calling for additional payments, with several online petitions now cumulatively including over 2 million signatures advocating for further payments. They have been joined by a growing number of congressional Democrats who have also been calling on the Biden administration to push for additional stimulus payments. Residents of California hoping for more payments may be in luck. Many eligible Californians will already have received additional help from the state in the form of $600 or $1,200 stimulus payments as part of California's Golden State Stimulus Program, which was tied to qualifications based on 2020 tax returns. Now California Governor Gavin Newsom has announced plans for an additional relief program that will reportedly cost the state $100 billion, including $8 billion in direct stimulus payments. As part of the plan, Californians who make up to $75,000 in gross annual adjusted income will be eligible for a one-time payment of $600, with an additional $500 available to families with dependents. Worth noting, Californians who already received a stimulus payment from the state earlier in the year will not be eligible for the $600 payment, but families with dependents will still be eligible for the $500 payment. Also included in the proposed plan is $5.2 billion for rental assistance, which will aim to cover 100% of back rent owed by residents of California that have been heavily impacted by the pandemic, along with $2 billion designed to help Californians pay off overdue utility bills. The plan has not yet been approved by California's state legislature, with the governor's budget plan not due until the end of this week. The legislature will then have until June 15 to pass the budget. The announcement of Governor Newsom's plan comes as the federal government recently distributed guidelines to state and local governments regarding funding as part of the state and local coronavirus fiscal recovery fund, which could result in additional stimulus payments for some Americans.